What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and another video and what is going to be my office slash YouTube studio space here. Yes, I'm well aware it looks rubbish at the minute because there's literally nothing in here but just gear sitting all over the floor, a large amount of echo and not the greatest light, but yeah, this is as wide as I can go too, so this is currently what we're dealing with. Kind of a very messy, small room with not much in it. But I'm going to sit you down here and kind of fill you in, just because I feel like doing a little video like this, sort of to look back on, see the progress of the little office slash studio room, and also just to kind of mix things up a little bit in the channel, something a little more vloggy. It's been a long while since I've held the camera out like this on a little tripod, so it feels kind of strange, but I'll sit you down here and fill you in. How does that look? Probably the worst lighting ever, but I can't be bothered setting everything up. I mean, I have my lighting stuff here, but I don't really want to do that. You know? These videos are always much easier to record when you're thinking about it, rather than actually doing it. Okay, I'm too high now. I got a kneeling chair, by the way. Might talk about that in a different video. This is still too high. Yeah, I mean, I probably should set the light up, but that's not the point of this video. It's not supposed to look really good. It's a work in progress, this space. I do apologise though for the audio. I mean, I probably could also take this off, but I'm not going to bother. So apologies for the echo. But yeah, so this is the work in progress, the office studio that I've mentioned a few times in the videos. Dark green is the colour we went for. I just really like how this looks. Obviously I watch a lot of YouTubers and they do their spaces, well, a lot of them do it differently and a lot of them kind of have a similar feel. But I just really like the dark green colour, and I also thought it worked well with my sort of dark, like walnutty brown desk. So that's why I went with the dark green. I've kept the roof white just because that kind of helps with light and stuff a little bit. But yeah, this is currently progress we've made so far. Cleared it all out. This room looked, yeah, old and very just boring, had a beige paint and stuff, so tidied it up, painted the door, painted the trim, stuff like that. And yeah, I've kind of planned out where I want things to be. I'm going to sort of move you around and show you sort of how I want to do the office. But this or something like this is kind of going to be the main angle. I'm probably going to be at the corner of my desk, probably like here somewhere, obviously sitting a little bit higher. Might pull the desk out a little bit, but yeah, I'm probably going to be with this angle. Reason for that is because I don't really want the window in it. If anything, the window, if I record during the day, will add a little bit of side light to my face on one side, and I can use the light on the other side then for my main light. But the main reason is because this is as far away as I can get the camera from one side to the other, if you know what I mean. So I want to try and create a bit of depth if possible. Now I kind of want to keep my desk here because I can see out the window too, and it's just nice when you're editing to be able to glance and see out the window and stuff, rather than facing it into a wall. I've watched quite a few different office making videos and sort of like architects and stuff talking about how they would style a room. I'm not sure if an architect is the word. A room designer, whatever they're called. And they always say don't put your desk like at the wall where you're just facing into the wall, especially in small spaces. Sit it out a little bit and you can kind of, it gives the feel that the room's bigger, I think, is the idea. So that's why I've styled it here out a little bit. Obviously I'm going to be sitting behind the desk. But yeah, this is going to be my main sort of angle here. And then I'm going to have some shelves on the wall. I don't know if you can see the drill holes up there. I'll show you those in a minute. Not that that's really interesting. But yeah, so the plan is to put some shelves up along this wall, 1, 2, 3, along here. And then I'm going to cover this wall right here in photos. Quite a few photos, pretty much covering this entire wall. I also might throw a lamp or two in there, or a lamp and maybe a plant or stuff between the shelves and the wall, just to mix things up a little bit. I did actually use an app which Christina actually found while we were planning this office out. I wanted to sort of like design something so I could get an idea of what it would look like rather than just kind of eyeballing things. And we found an app or a website called Homestyler, and it is great. I don't know if I've mentioned on the channel before, but we're both a fan of the Sims game. We haven't played it as much recently as I used to, obviously, but we actually sort of tried to do it on the Sims where you can sort of plan a room roughly, but obviously the measurements are way off and stuff. Whereas with Homestyler, you can actually measure the space and pretty accurately plan out an entire room. So that's what I've done. And for this room, and I've probably already overlaid some on the screen to show you, but if not, then this is kind of what I'm going for with this corner of the office. I kind of imagined what the background would look like and then sort of planned out setting the camera up to where I want it now, and then how much like sort of space and stuff I'm gonna have around me whenever I actually zoom in and hit record and stuff. But at the same time, you kind of want the room to look good off camera too, which is a little bit tricky if you haven't done it before, because obviously what you're seeing here is only a small part of the room. It'll probably be zoomed in even further than this, but this is what I'm going to go for with this corner of the room, with the desk, the shelves and stuff in the background, and the pictures on one side. I only have one plug socket in this room. There's 2 plug sockets on it, but I'm going to have to run my leads. I'll just show you. So this is the plug socket that I currently have, and this is not what you want running across the floor to the desk. Messy desk, but don't worry about that. I'm going to sort of try and get something to run along the skirting, maybe in behind the radiator, and then I'm going to have something over here that sort of stores all this, possibly under the desk or in that corner. You don't really get to see all the leads. And then I'm also going to obviously have the leads underneath the desk if possible. I've kind of wired up the power cable for the desk and stuff at the minute to kind of keep that out of the way. But whenever I have the cables and stuff, this will obviously look a lot better. Very interesting hose that I told you about. So going to have one shelf up here, one shelf here, one shelf here, and then from a distance, because this is a standing desk, I can then mix it up between doing some, camera's very bent. I can then mix it up between doing some videos sitting, kind of the way it was a second ago, and some standing, so like this, that you can really see. Kind of need a wider lens for vlogging, but you get the idea. The camera will be in the same spot over here, obviously a little bit higher, and then you should hopefully be able to see at least one of the shelves, maybe 2. It's kind of tricky because the spacing looks good to the eye, but for them to all be visible on camera, both sitting and standing, it's kind of impossible. But you will be able to see the photos and stuff because I'll be putting them up really high on the wall, so yeah. That's what I'm thinking so far. Okay, so this is kind of where I'm thinking I might put a plant or 2, as you can see from the little diagram. My photos will probably stretch from almost over at this corner to like most of the way along this wall. Don't mind these little dents and stuff in the wall, they're going to be covered anyway. We're probably going to have a nice plant here to add some greenery, and I know it's green enough as it is, but a little more vibrant green. And then, hold on, let's sit you down again. And then in this corner, which is sort of off to the right hand side, you probably won't really see this in video, well, not in that angle of the video. The idea was to try and make a couple of angles, and the only other angle I can really make work is at this side of the window, so shooting this way, obviously further back than here, but I might be able to do something with that. I'm thinking probably shelves down here, just because there's this little gap here beside the door, and there's not really, I mean, I could maybe put a unit there, but it might just kind of get in the way a little bit, so I'm thinking maybe some corner shelves, as you can see in the Homestyler that I've kind of messed around with, something like that. Although I do kind of like the idea of the crates, the DIY sort of crate shelves that people do, and sort of stacking them up like stairs might be kind of cool. For this corner, I'm thinking a nice big lamp. it will also kind of act as a nice sort of different color of light in the video, sort of one side of me. I'm not sure. I know the idea of lamp I kind of want. I don't know for lighting in videos and stuff how much that's actually going to make a difference, but yeah, you can get the idea from the Homestyler app what I'm going for. This is not sponsored in any way because I feel like I've mentioned it a lot. Maybe one day it will be because it's a cool app. So nice little light switch here. Like I said, work in progress. I'm probably going to get a dimmable light because I did get, whoa, that's bright. Did get a nice little industrial ceiling lamp, which is probably completely blown out, which I like, but it is a little bright at the minute. I would like to be able to dim those. It is dimmable, so I just need to change the switch over there, and then we should be good to go. The other big problem that I'm having is audio, as I'm sure you're well aware. I've been looking up some tutorials and sound panels and stuff. Probably gonna put a few right up on the ceiling here on each side of the light, just because it kind of makes sense. It's an open space, it's easy to put them up. I'm not sure how it'll look, but yeah. I think the photos and stuff they'll maybe help a little bit. This wall's going to be mainly covered, there's going to be shelves there. So then I'm left with this big wall behind me here, which is kind of the wall that I'm talking directly into when I'm videoing. So I'm videoing facing this wall and the door. I might put some on the back of the door as well, possibly, but I kind of want a big print here on this wall because I think it's just the perfect space for a big print. But I do need to fix the audio. I'm also probably going to get a rug, which obviously helps a lot. But then, yeah, like this space here, that's kind of going to be behind the door anyway. And when it's open, you don't really get to see it. So I think it's probably the best spot for sound panels. But I'm probably going to have to scatter them everywhere. If you have any ideas that you would like to share, I like DIY furniture. I like stuff that I can sort of create myself from things, or stuff that actually means something to me. I'm gonna probably put a unit right here because I've moved the desk further forward, so the desk is going to be further back this way, but there is going to be space along here where I'm going to try and get some sort of antique sort of unit, not antique, some sort of thrift unit. We're going to try and go to a few antique stores, see if there's some units, and I'm going to paint it, sort of scuff the doors. I'll show a few examples of what I'm kind of after. Kind of looks like an old rustic sort of like mechanic style drawer, and with me doing mechanics before and liking cars and stuff, I think that sort of retro cool feel to them is something I like. And yeah, a lot of DIY decor and stuff. I'm trying to think of something to do with all my little film cartridge or film cases that I have, because I kind of want the room to feel creative and sort of inspire you a little bit. I don't want the office to be boring, because I have to come in here and edit and come up with ideas and just generally be creative. So I want it to feel like a creative space, you know. So yeah, this is sort of my angle when I'm recording. This is what I'm seeing. Sit behind the desk, camera over in the corner, to get the maximum amount of distance and sort of create enough depth. But I think you kind of get the idea by now. I just wanted to do a quick little video, something a little bit different, sort of let you know what's happening, because I find these videos kind of interesting, seeing the progress of people's office, why they do it a certain way, and what works, what doesn't. Small little space to work with, but it's kind of fun getting a blank canvas to sort of create my own way, because I'm going to spend a lot of time in here, as I'm sure you are well aware. Yeah, just wanted to share that. I'll do some videos sort of following up with the progress of this room. I've started and recorded one video, as I maybe already shared in here. It's very plain, doesn't sound great, although putting the mic up to my mouth helps with the echo just because it's so close to my mouth. Hopefully you find this one somewhat interesting. If you got any suggestions for me, or if you want to share some photos of your own office spaces or something, maybe drop me a DM or something on Instagram. And yeah, it's always cool to see some inspo pics for office design and stuff like that. But anyway, I'll stop blabbering. Different video, and a lot of you might not be interested, but if you are, give it a thumbs up, maybe consider subscribing. for more videos that aren't like this on the channel. But anyway, as we always say, take it easy, don't be a stranger. And that echo is ridiculous. Hopefully this doesn't sound too bad.